Alright, Bonehonks, this video is all about Shujinko. And today we're going to go over 5 ways that he helps all the characters in this game. For anyone that might be new or have thought about, well, maybe it's time that, I mess around with Shujinko a little bit. And yeah, just want to start off the gate by saying that Shujinko is an expert level Kameo. There's a lot of knowledge to be had here. You need the practice, and hit confirming can be a little tough sometimes, but that is just my foreword. Let's get into it.
Accept your death.
So the first one's pretty straightforward. There's not much to go over here. He gives you 100 health. So I have 2 examples of extremities on the screen here. So Quan Chi is one of the lowest health characters in this game, and it brings him up to the same level as most other characters, up to 1,000 health, so that's good. Havoc, on the other hand, already has 1,100 health, so on top of that, gives him 100 health more for 1,200 health. So let me show you a situation that I've actually found myself in a couple times. So I played Motaro for a little bit. Fun cameo, good cameo with Quan. But if you look up here at these health differentials, that's 350 damage more. That's more than a regular Quan Chi combo can even do. So that is a big variance and can be a huge advantage to a lot of characters in this game if they have lower health, or in this case, if they have above average health. I believe General Shao is kind of the same kind of idea. So there's not too much to break down here. It's just the maths. 100 health right off the bat, pretty nice. Next on the list is combos, extensions, and damage. This is probably going to be the #1 reason why you would pick Shujinko. And I know a lot of people that pick him just to mess around in the lab, in practice mode, and just do combos because they're just so fun to do, because he extends in multiple different ways. This is where it becomes challenging to play this cameo, because every steal is a little bit different, which changes your combos. You have to know what your combo gravity is like on things for every single matchup in the game. So he can be a time sink, but he offers massive rewards. So let's give you an example here, just before we get too far. You go to the moves list and you go to Kameo moves, which is 2 over from here. All the way to the bottom, it'll show you all the copied moves that Shujinko can take. So we have roll, low sai, and straight sai. So number 2, Shujinko needs to be charged. He doesn't start fully, but for the purpose of this video, we're just going to keep him charged unless there's something in particular that I want to show you, which there might be. So yeah, we're just going to keep him on Kameo gauge full. And he does have 2 different steals, one that steals half his Kameo meter and the other that steals his entire Kameo meter. You can also use this move here as a combo extender, and he doesn't happen to have any meter at all. So we're just going to show you an example here. So this is my regular Quan Chi combo. Does 274 damage just by itself. There's no meter or anything involved there. So let's add in Shujinko here to help us extend this combo just a little bit. So with that crumple, 328 damage. We get an extra 50 damage. Not too bad for 0 resources. That was 0 resources at all. Now this next example, we're going to use our entire Shujinko bar, which means we're going to have to figure out a way to charge him again afterwards, but the damage... $372.72. So from our original B&B, which was 274, 98 extra damage for our Kameo meter, and that means that we can save our super meter for other things like enhanced special moves or breakers, or you could use it to extend your combo to help combo with Shujinko. Let's show you a different example here of how that might look. So in this example, I'm going to use Shujinko's entire bar steal to get a launch right off the bat on Sub-Zero. Then while we're comboing, I'm going to have Shujinko charging in the background so that we can use another entire bar steal by the time that the combo ends. And we're going to use 1 bar of super meter to help extend this. So have a look. So there's 438 damage there. for 1 bar and 2 Shujinko uses. You don't have to use them the second time, obviously. You could just keep them charged and you have a charged Shujinko for another opportunity. Or instead of using the 2-bar steal again, you could just stop it and just do that as an ender, say, you know? Get a little, some mix-up going depending on your character. So there are so many different things that you can do with Shujinko. It makes them really, really fun. Once you explore all the different options he steals, let's look at his steal move against Sub-Zero here. So 1 extra move over Melina, Ice Slide, Clone Charge, Ice Ball, Deadly Vapors. So he's got 2 launchers, and the slide is a mix. And then that kind of leads into the next point that I wanted to make about Shujinko here. In every matchup, Shujinko has a way to offer you a way out, safety, what have you. So in this matchup, we're Scorpion, and we're going against Kung Lao. So a lot of Scorpion players like to do this into that. That leaves you at -21. So it's kind of a hard read because you're kind of staggering off of these, whether they think it's going to hit or not. So what we can do is we can use Shujinko to actually use Kung Lao's Hat Toss. If they try to guess and press a button after this, they're getting hit by Shujinko. And then if they do block it, we're still safe behind the Hat Toss. And every matchup, he has this. He has the safety, you know. Katana, it's the fan. Ermac, it's the little burst thingy. So, but you make sure to look at the frame data, because he actually has 3 steals in this matchup. He has this one, which is -11. He has this one, really unsafe at -25. And he has this one, which is -15, but super fast startup. It can combo ridiculously quick. So yeah, although there is a lot of unsafe moves here, in every matchup he has one option that makes it safe. So make sure that you find out what that option is and how to utilize it with whatever character that that you're using in the moment. So this next one is pretty straightforward, but he gives 90% of the matchups, he'll give you some sort of a projectile. So, and this is, in this example, we're kind of seeing things start to stack on top of each other here. So we have General Shao, right off the bat, 1200 health, giving us a projectile, with a character that normally doesn't have a projectile. And then, of course, the combos on top of that. So that's where you start to see all these Shujinko things start to come together. So keep in mind, it isn't just a free projectile. You do have to charge them. But for characters that don't have one, or if you do have a projectile and you want to enhance it, you can use it in tandem with your own projectiles. You know, I do that with Quan Chi all the time, just to kind of throw things off. They're expecting the timing on Quan Chi things. You throw in a Baraka projectile, you know. So this next one, I have a couple examples because it is huge. And this is getting into where the expert territory is, because you need to kind of know about this more intricate stuff. So for example here, we have Havoc. If he does this twisted torso move, he's -19, alright? That is actually what Shujinko will steal from him, is the twisted torso. However, when Shujinko does it, +4 on block. So you kind of see what I'm saying here. It's he takes something that was negative and makes it a positive. What a nice guy, you know? So those are the kind of intricate things, and it's not just plus frames that he gives. Let's take a look at how he like absolutely smacks around Ermac. The DLC characters in this game are far and away some of the better ones to use Shujinko against. They definitely had more time to put into making him work against these characters. So the first one I want to show you is he steals this move here from Ermac. Now that takes Ermac 2 bars of meter, because not only it's not just his regular one, it combos. So yeah, he's stuck there, and you can combo from that. So like with Quan, for example, you can do something like this. Take away your breaker so you can't break. And we're extending. I dropped it at the end there, but you kind of get the idea of the setup, right? And that's just your... I don't even want to say that it is your Kameo meter, because you can just pull Shujinko back out as he's just sitting there. And start charging him. And look at that. He's charging while we're doing our combo. And he's full and ready to go if we want to extend the combo with another one, or just keep that charged for another situation. So this is when things like this is when it kind of starts to loop into itself. Another good thing Shujinko does in this matchup, let me see if I can show you. He steals this move here. which means we take meter instead of health for our damage. That's pretty insane. Not gonna lie, that's pretty insane. So with Quan, it's a little bit different, but he actually has 3 launchers against Ermac. So we have that one there, of course, so I already showed off. He steals the lift. And then he can actually combo off of his cancel here. That's a crumple as well if you hold it fully. I haven't really hit too many people with that, but this does cost 1 bar of your own super meter, so just be aware of that. But you can combo off of his cancel off, and that's just a half bar steal, just a half bar of Kameo and a bar of super meter. Oh, there you go. I don't think Quan Chi really gets the crazy benefit that maybe some other characters do, but having 3 launchers in one matchup is pretty insane, and that's on top of everything that your own character can do as well. So keep that in mind. And then that's his safety move as well. Let's move you back to block. So you can see it's -7. So I don't think there's anything Ermac can do about that other than maybe try and armor, but not the greatest idea. So one last example of the utility here. In this particular scenario, we're playing against Shang Tsung Shujinko. Against Shang, Shujinko wants to steal the opponent's Kameo, but since it's a mirror match and he cannot steal the Kameo, he actually steals Shang Tsung's damage buff. So that's pretty cool. You'll see him come out like this, and it's like, what the heck happened? So let's go back to our regular B&B. This is what we would do with Shujinko. Boom, boom. So, 328. So let's do it with a damage boost. $385. So, like, almost 50 damage. Pretty significant, but it's just one of the things that, that's the intricacies of this Kameo. And then, it's let's say that Shang is just playing whatever sector. We do that exact same move. Now we have sector at our disposal. Missiles, whatever, and then goes back, and then we have to charge Shujinko again to get him back to use him for whatever else. So the amount of things and thought that went into this Kameo is absolutely insane, and if you haven't already, I definitely suggest giving him a shot. So a quick recap here for you. Shujinko gives you 100 health, he gives you safety in every matchup, he gives you tons and tons of combos, he gives you projectiles if you don't have projectiles, and then the utility is just off the charts with this Kameo. The amount of different things he can do for you is absolutely insane. So that's it. I love this Kameo so much. I wanted to make this video to share it with other Mortal Kombat nerds. Oh yeah, that's it for me. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, because it really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't, because we make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you Bonehawks in the next video.
Accept your death.